For those of you who don't know me, my name is Al Tozlowski. I'm the Legislative Liaison for Convention of States here in New Jersey. And I'm very proud to introduce to you one of our primary sponsors in the Assembly, Assemblyman Auth, who's been with us since the beginning. He's from the 39th District, and without his help, we wouldn't be as far along as we are today. So let's give him a big round of applause.
Thank you very much, and good morning. This issue is not only an emotional issue, but an issue very close to our hearts because we see our country's getting to a bad way. $36 trillion in debt. I'd like to speak to you also this morning about what one of the other speakers mentioned. He talked about volunteerism. He talked about speaking to legislators and visiting them in the State House and all of those things. And I think all of those things are good. However, when they're not successful, we need to take the next step. I have had meetings with conventions of states members, and I've always said, well, we need to identify or isolate a legislative district, make sure they have said no numerous times, and then decide that, well, if they're not going to join us, then they're going to have to leave us. And I always get the same rejoinder, well, I'm so sorry, the Convention of States doesn't get politically active. And I think that it's time, if Convention of States itself, because of its political designation, can't get politically active, we need to create another flag to fly under to get the job done. And subsequently, the beneficiary will be the Convention of States. We should fly under a flag of People for Austerity in Government, for example, and that group could actually actively go into a legislative district that was targeted, legislators that have refused to sign onto the bill for the Convention of States, Article 5, and say, okay, we've asked you time and time again, you've been polite and ignored us, and however it's been, haven't taken my calls, or you've been polite and then took my information and threw it in a waste paper basket after I left your office. We target one. Look at all the people in this room. If I had everyone in this room, in this foyer here, if I had everybody here making phone calls for a candidate that was a Convention of States acolyte, someone who said, I am 100% behind that, and we got them in the legislature, we would have power. And we know that the people right here could do that. If we had this many people making phone calls for a targeted legislative race, we could change the legislature to the point where we had 41 members that would sign and vote for the Convention of States Article 5 amendment that I have right now in the Assembly. And the same would be the same for the Senate. So I'm asking you to start thinking in a different way. Have to start thinking about if they won't join us, then we have to make them leave. And my suggestion is simply this. If you want to do this, I'm going to give you a phone number. You can call me, my cell. You can write this down. Everybody get your phones out. This is how serious I am about this. I mean, I'm giving my cell phone number out. It's I will sit down. You have captains, I heard you mentioned. I will sit down with the captains and say, let's identify a legislative district that needs to be corrected, needs to have the legislators changed, and we'll all work collectively just on the one district. And once we achieve that goal and win that one district, we're going to be empowered, we're going to feel empowered, and we can go on to the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. You have to be an active participant if you want to make this work. Our founders were active participants. They did all sorts of things, and went as far as to fight for their freedom. I'm not saying you got to go fight for your freedom, but you actively have to be able to effectuate change for your freedom. And this is the thought I'm putting in your mind. This is the idea that I think will take us to the next step. So again, my cell phone numbers. Send me a text to say, hey, Assemblyman, hey Bob, I want to talk to you about that. We want to target a legislative district. We'll find the district and we'll all participate together. We'll find the weakest link, and that's the one we'll go after. If they won't sign our petition, they won't sign on to our bill, we'll go after the weakest link, and we'll take out the Assembly first, and then we'll take out the Senator 2 years from now. And we'll just make our point known. And then guess what? People will start talking to you when you come down here and say you want a couple of minutes of their time, because they will have heard what you did to that legislative district that was giving you the back of their hand. So that's what I'm saying today. We need to try to become active participants, work outside of the organization itself, but the organization will be the intentional beneficiary. That's perfectly fine. And I'm looking forward to working with anybody who can do that. We have a tool of a box of tools that we use to flip districts, flip municipal councils, flip county seats. We've done it. I've done it over and over in my own district. It's doable, and I'm more than happy to teach each and every one of you how to do it. And to that I say onward and forward, and success to all of us. Thank you so much.